sir. We live, we back, man. Welcome back to the Golden Goose DFS show. I am your host, Chandler Blakely, aka Goose, man. We are the leaders in single entry 3 max and 20 max content. But listen, does not matter if you don't play those particular style of contests, man. If you play NBA DFS in general, this is one of the best spots you can be in, man. Content and videos on point each and every day. Trust me, you won't be sorry, man. Hit that subscribe button, turn your notification bell on so you can be here rocking with me every day when the videos drop, alright? Also, do me one small favor, man. Hit that like button for your boy, man. Can we get this video to 100 likes? We getting 800 views, but can't get 100 likes. That ratio is crazy, man. Come on, man. Don't cost you nothing. Hit that like button. Let's get to it. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. All right. This is my starting five if you're new here, where I bring you 5 plays that's definitely going to be in my, well, I'm going to say definitely, more than likely going to be in my player pool on DraftKings and FanDuel. And I say more than likely because this is NBA, man. You have injury news, late scratches, guys getting ruled out before lock, after lock, all of the above, man. NBA is a definitely not a set it and forget it sport, man. You gotta be paying attention to your lineups until the last game locked, alright? So let's get into it. But before we do, I got my lineup review going over my best lineups from yesterday's slate. So let's talk about it, man. This is $1.20 max, my highest scoring lineup yesterday, 331. It came in 230th place. Yesterday was we lost about half of our buy-in. Should have been a much bigger day. 2 things screwed us. The Nets only playing their starters the first quarter. That's it. I think I was over the field on Cam Thomas. I was heavy on Cam Thomas. Thought it was a spot he could have a big game, especially with that high total against the Bucks. But he only played 12 minutes. That definitely killed me. I had a lot of Cam Thomas. And the other play that killed me is the last minute scratch of Donovan Mitchell, man. I thought for sure he was playing. I had a lot of Donovan Mitchell. I thought he was a pay-up option that was going under on yesterday at 9-9, especially with no Garland over there, no Mobley. I thought he was a low-on piece that people were forgetting about, and we got him ruled out, man, after lock. Really threw me in disarray. I had to move a lot of stuff around, so that hurt me right there. But this is my best lineup, man. At the top, 47% on Dennis Smith Jr., 36 fantasy points here. Everybody knew to get to those Nets guys. The tricky part is getting them right. We did not foresee the Nets. Well, at least I didn't. Somebody out there may have. I did not foresee the Nets only playing their starters the first quarter. But I got the Dennis Smith Jr. like a lot of people. 36 fantasy points. He was very solid. Went to DeAnthony Melton here. Those Philly guys were going to continue to be value with no Embiid over there. 31% on Melton. He gave you right at 35 fantasy points as well. Got to OG Anunoby. You heard me talk about Barnes and Siakam yesterday. And just everybody knows if you're playing NBA DFS. And if you don't know, you better get in tune. You take teams against the Wizards. And that's what we was doing, getting some of the Toronto players at 20% on. He gave us 37 fantasy points. Trendon Watford here. I did not mind playing him and Sharp together, but as I thought they would split those center minutes, Harry Giles wasn't on my radar. I got him in a lineup just trying to fit Luke in there, but I figured you can get 48 minutes between Wofford and Sharp, so I was okay putting them in the same lineup. Wofford was solid at 32% on, gave 33 fantasy points. At the center spot, my boy Paul Reed. I know y'all didn't like that pick yesterday. I know y'all ain't want to play Paul Reed, man. Listen. NBA DFS is such a what have you done for me lately, man. You got to get out of that sometimes, especially when you know a guy is capable of big performances, and especially when the game before he just didn't get the minutes because of foul trouble, man. I don't know why. I get why people were down on him because he failed for you, but if a guy's in the starting lineup, that usually bodes well for his minutes. It usually bodes to him getting the bigger chunk of the minutes. He's usually in the closing lineup. Certain instances, that's not the case, but for the most part, if a guy's starting, he should get the bulk of the minutes. So I had no problem going back to Paul Reed. I had plenty of them, well over this 16% of the field. Gave us 41 fantasy points, solid outing from him. Went back to Luka here at 26% on. Like I said, this was and originally, in a lot of my lineups, this was Donovan Mitchell, man. I had Donovan Mitchell, and I was like, paying up to some other guys over Melton and Anunoby. But once Mitchell was ruled out, I got to a lot of Doncic. I got to some Devin Booker, which hurt. Got to SGA in the spot or two. That helped a little bit. But just mess with my lineup construction. But Luka was solid at 26% on, gave us 64 fantasy points. Scotty Barnes coming through with the big one, 43 43% on, gave you right at 60 fantasy points. Big one for him, almost fell 2 assists shy of a triple-double here. Nice spot from him. Then Day'Ron Sharpe, another net starter that suffered at the hand of limited minutes, but it helped Wofford, so it didn't matter. But 62% on him, he gave you right at 26 fantasy points from Day'Ron Sharpe. Best lineup on DK 331. FanDuel, I just had the single entry. That's all I be doing on FanDuel these days, man. They got to improve them contests. But just missed the money over here, and because of Cam Thomas. If I get anybody other than Cam Thomas or he plays his normal minutes, I easily cash. I think I missed the cash line by like 3 points over here. Had Maxey at the top, 58% on. He put up another dud. I mean, not necessarily a dud, but not the biggest performance we expected him to have without Embiid. 35 fantasy points for him at 58% on. Dennis Smith Jr. was heavy over here. 35 fantasy points for him. Got to some Gary Trent once we saw him in the starting lineup. 25 fantasy points from him. Cam Thomas with the letdown. But like I said, that's nothing you can do. That's just unfortunate, unlucky right there. He played 12 minutes and got 11 fantasy points. If he get his normal 30 minutes, like I said, we should be easily cashing, man. Tobias Harris got back to him at 58% on. 36 fantasy points for him. Got to some Tari Eason. They put my boy in the starting lineup. I thought he would be in line for a big one, but the Suns just ran away with this one. Only 27 fantasy points from Tari Eason. Trendon Warford again. Had Giannis trying to get different with my pay-up option over here on FanDuel. Got him at 4% too. Gave us 60 fantasy points, but just wasn't enough for me. Day'Ron Sharpe, 76% on, and right at 26 fantasy points. So, like I said, seeing that you just missed the money over here on FanDuel. But let's give you what you came for and get to today's slate. I got the starting 5 queued up for you. Nice 8-game slate today. At the top, let's talk about it. My boy B-Pod, 5,700, going against the Miami Heat. Listen, I have no problem going right back to him in this spot. They didn't move his price. Like I said, the kid plays well, man. He's involved in every aspect of the game. He's the type of player I like, man, that can just fill up the stat sheet for you. Everything, blocks, steals, assists. He is just everywhere. He's highly involved. He's been playing well. People don't want to go to him. The price is not really moving. He was just in the 6K range. Now you got him back down to 5. He was 5.5 the last game. They only moved him up to 5.7 here. I like going right back to him. Tough little matchup against Miami here, but I'm perfectly fine with it with the way he's been playing and the way he's involved in the game. Definitely going to have him in my player pool on tonight's slate. At the shooting guard, I want to look at Brandon Ingram. Great matchup against the Jazz, man. You pick on the Jazz, you pick on the Wizards, you pick on the Pacers. I'm going to tell you every time till it gets stuck in your head, man. Take teams against the Jazz. I like getting the Brandon Ingram, 7,800 here. Should be no problem over here with this Jazz defense and team in general, man. I like Brandon Ingram. Had a nice game for his last time out. It's the him and Zion show, and CJ McCollum like to be more of a facilitator. He'll step in when he has to, but I expect Ingram and Zion to lead the charge here. Give me Brandon Ingram at 7,800. Like the price tag. At the small forward, I want to look at Jaime Jaquez Jr., especially if Jimmy Butler is out. Now, if Jimmy Butler plays, I'll probably rethink this a little bit, get a little lighter on him. But as long as Jimmy Butler is out, man, Jaime Jaquez, similar to B-Pod, he is just heavily involved in the game, man. The rookie has had a night. He's been playing well so far this season. Had a big game last time out. Not quite expecting that performance, but I would love it if he dropped that 50 burger again. But just like B-Pod, man, assists, steals, rebounds, he's everywhere, man. He's highly involved in the game. He's an energetic player. Pace-up matchup for him here against the Golden State Warriors. I like going back to Jaime Jaquez if we're still without Jimmy Butler today. At the power forward, I'm going to roll him right back out, man. Going back to DeRozan. Great matchup here against the Pacers. Super pace-up game. No defense. Give me DeRozan. Just didn't shoot the ball well last time out. DeRozan, he's one of those stars. He's a little more scoring dependent. He can give you a few assists, a few rebounds, but he's mainly scoring as well. I don't mind getting back to him in this matchup against the Pacers. Should be, like I said, an up-paced game for him. Plenty more shot opportunities here. Not much defense to stop him from getting what he wants and getting to that mid-range that he loves. I like DeMar DeRozan right here at 8,300. Now, at the center spot. We're going to have to play this game here, man. We're looking at these Portland Trail Blazers. And if you go to the center spot, you will see that DeAndre Ayton is out. Now, we saw Moses Brown get the start last time. Duop Reese replaced him and got bigger minutes. But the thing is with that, Moses Brown got into foul trouble in the 14 minutes he played. He had like 3 fouls. So, if he gets to start again, like I just told you, with starters, they usually lean to them getting the bulk of the minutes. I'm going to have interest in him if he starts again. I know nobody's really going to want to go back to him because of the way it went last time. But if he's in this starting lineup, I'm going Moses Brown, all right? But if he's not, perfectly fine. No sweat off my back. We just go to Reef. So I'm locking in Moses Brown right now. Going to play the ownership game and pay attention to that starting lineup. But like I said, leaving them in, even though it's close to the last game of the night, you should be perfectly fine because you got the pivot if he sits. So I'm going Moses Brown right here. I know he's going to be lower on. Pardon me, though. I'm expecting him to be lower on, especially after that performance last time. But like I said, he could be in line for more than them 14 minutes he just played, especially with him getting the start because Duart Reef is a guy they didn't seen before. So it's something to Moses Brown getting the start last time out. Just keep your eye on that and make the adjustment accordingly. Like I said, I'm going Moses Brown here. I'm hoping he starts. I know he'll be lower on. Give me him for a little center value here at 3,900. There you have it, man. Your starting five for DraftKings: B-Pod, Brandon Ingram, Jaime Jaquez Jr., DeMar DeRozan, and Moses Brown. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. They for sure going to be in mine. Let's go look at FanDuel and see what I'm feeling over there, all right? At the top, man, staying in that Pacers game, I want to look at Kobe White. 8K. Yes, pick on the Pacers gang. I don't mind what Bulls you want to get to. All of them are perfectly fine with me. White, DeRozan, Drummond, even though he's moved up. I might not play Drummond on FanDuel. That 8-9 is a tough pill to swallow. But get to the Bulls, man. I like Kobe right here at 8K. Couple down games as of late, just has not been shooting the ball well. The shot attempts are still there, though. That's the good thing. That's what I like. If you're not shooting well, it's perfectly fine as long as you're still getting your shots up, because if you're a solid shooter and you've been shooting well, the law averages will bring you back to what you normally shoot. So I don't mind as long as you keep taking those shots, and I love this game environment for Kobe White. Sign me up at 8K. At the shooting guard, I want to look at Tyler Hero as well, man. Like him going against the Golden State Warriors, just similar to Jaquez. Now, Hero I'm going to like either way. But if Butler is out, definitely bump him up, man. I like him in this matchup. And you got Kyle Lowry, questionable as well with just, I guess, general soreness, whatever, man. He's a little older. He could sit as well. If Lowry sits, Hero's going to get all of the ball handling responsibility. He will be the de facto point guard. Give me Tyler Hero at 8K in this matchup against the Warriors. Coming in at small forward, I want to look at DeMar DeRozan, 8,800. Perfectly fine playing them together with Kobe White. Perfectly fine playing them with Andre Drummond on DK. I don't know about FanDuel. Yeah, I still haven't decided. But get you 2 Bulls in the lineup, 3 Bulls. I'm perfectly fine with it. Love this game environment. Love this matchup. Don't mind DeRozan here. It's the him and Kobe White show. These are going to be their primary 2 scorers, so I don't mind getting them in the same lineup here in this matchup with the highest game total on the slate. Give me DeMar DeRozan, 8,800. No further breakdown needed. At the power forward, I want to look at Zion Williams, 7,900. I like the price over here on FanDuel. And like I said, I have interest in him and Brandon Ingram going against this Jazz team, man. They're carrying the load. Zion, he's going to need to be more aggressive, especially since the last couple years of his contract. That money ain't guaranteed now. He going to have to put in work, man. I like him. He's been hitting the boards a little more lately. He's live for a double-double again. I like getting a Zion right here at 7,900. And at the center spot, man, I want to look at Jalen Smith. Now, this is definitely another spot where we're going to need injury news. But we saw Jalen Smith move into the starting rotation last game. And if that continues, I'm definitely going to get to him. I played him last time out. He didn't quite get the minutes I wanted with him moving into the starting lineup. Only played like 22 minutes, but he still got you 30 fantasy points. That's the type of player he is. He's a high fantasy point per minute play. So if he's starting, that means he should be in line for at least 20 to 25 minutes. And if he gets 30 plus, man, you probably had to have him. I like going to Jalen Smith at 4,200, a little value piece on FanDuel that I think could go overlooked today, man. There you have it, just starting five for FanDuel. Jalen Smith, Zion Williams, DeMar DeRozan, Tyler Hero, and Kobe White. Get you some exposure to these guys. Get them in your player pools. They for sure going to be in mine. Y'all know, man, any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below. Shoot me, if you just want to shoot me a what's up, shoot a shout out, whatever, man. I'll respond to it whenever I see it. Y'all know the motto, man. Chances make champions. Y'all green up. I'll catch y'all next time, all right? Let's get it.